Hey, this is Rocket Brain Surgeon, and this is an Object 416 review. The Object 416 is a Tier 8 Russian medium tank. It's characterized by great firepower. It has the T-54's gun at Tier 8. Due to its small size, it has excellent camouflage even when firing. The downsides to the tank are the rear-mounted turret, which limits a bunch of tactical opportunities, as well as it gives poor gun depression, and the armor is very soft. The map is Ruinberg, and we're going to watch Garbad maximize the strengths of the tank, which is the firepower and the camouflage, while minimizing some of the downsides. Garbad is typically aggressive. Here he is pretty much all alone, trying to get some spots and early damage on the enemy. He fires revealing his position, which is gutsy, and he does take some damage in return. However, he does get a 2-for-1 trade, so he deals 2 shots worth of damage while only taking 1 in return. Pulling back behind some buildings, he wants to go off of radar, and here's an excellent thing which is not done enough. He shoots the wall so he can shoot beyond it and then quickly duck into cover behind a building. That's excellent play, which is a very small looking thing, but you can eke out a shot of damage or 2 on this map due to destroying the destructible environments like that. Since the tank doesn't have armor, we want to expose ourselves less, and Garbad's technique here is very good. He goes into a sniper mode before he gets to the tank, so he can just barely peek his barrel over the hill. That hides as much of his tank as possible, so he's barely peeked over at the low. It's important to minimize exposure as the tank doesn't have a lot of frontal protection. Right there, a low shoots him and takes out both his commander and his gunner. The rear-mounted turret layout of the tank makes some tactics a bit difficult because the long front means peeking around a corner exposes a lot of your tank and a lot of vulnerable parts of your tank, not only your front road wheels, but also of the engine as well. From this angle you can see just how low to the ground the Object 416 is. Not only does it give great camouflage, sometimes just having a small package prevents you from getting hit. Here we see more excellent use of the terrain. Those concrete blocks in front of him do block shots, so not only is he using that gun depression to hide a lot of the lower part of his tank, he's also using the destructible environment. Since his gunner is out, he can't really aim for weak spots as the shots are going kind of willy-nilly. So he switched to heat to get more penetration. So against something even like a KV-5, a lot of shots that just make contact with the tank, they're going to have such high penetration that the shot will go through. Even though the strength of the tank is firepower, I spent most of this talking about defensive technique because that's what it's going to take to succeed with it, is making sure that you don't take too many hits. Here's another example of great defensive technique. Instead of just going crazy around the corner, he chooses to fire through a window. Now, in this case, he's not under direct fire, but he could be, and there's no reason not to protect yourself with that. Overall, the 416 is a quirky tank, but if you can work on your defensive positioning and not take too much incoming damage, the great firepower of the tank will make itself known. Hope you enjoyed. Happy hunting.